All right, and we are live, my boy.
What's up, dude?
What's going
How's
on,
it going?
man? Happy Friday, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, man. I'm excited we got to do this, man. I know it's been a long time coming. It's been a couple of years, dude, since we did our last one.
Yeah.
2023, January.
I was listening to that one,
Yeah.
and it's crazy to see how much we've changed since the last time. So that's awesome.
Dude, you know what? A funny thing, when I was listening to our first one, we were talking about our Taco Bell orders.
Oh my gosh.
We were fucking getting nasty with it, dude.
Thankfully, that has gotten a little better since we last talked. But dude, that is hilarious.
Yeah. I was like dying, dude. I was at the gym listening to it, and like we were just catching up in the beginning, and like for like 15 minutes we were going in our Taco Bell orders before we talked about anything serious, dude. I was like, all right, man, fucking run it back then, dude.
Dude, how you been? How's everything going?
It's been good, man, dude. I went and played golf today, like I was saying, over at Palatine Hills. Dope golf course.
Hell yeah.
Dude, so randomly, right? So I was, like I said, I was trying to like not smoke like the first couple of holes and just be chill. But then like, with my buddy, and then like beforehand it happened, right? So then when we got there, we got paired with two like old white dudes.
Okay.
Who were, and I saw their bags. They were DePaul golf bags.
Whoa.
And so I went, I was like, dude, are you guys DePaul alum? Like, I'm a DePaul alum. And he's like, yeah. He's like, my name's this, my name's that. And he's like really heavily involved in like the alumni. And I was like, dude, do you know this professor? Like this professor named John McEnroe.
Okay.
Who he had been there for like 25 years when I was there, right? And there's like this specific honors program at DePaul that I was in for accounting. And so they still know that guy. He like took a picture of me and sent it to him, and yeah, he like recognized me, and we were just talking. So the first like 8, but they were really business oriented dudes, like old white guys, like talking about timeshares and like different investments and stuff,
Okay.
And so, but they were really kind to us, just really, really white. And so for the first 9 holes, I was like dealing with that. I was kind of like, when like, you can imagine that person just like always up on you, talking to you, watching you.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of like tweaking the whole time. Like, I don't know why, man. But then the back 9, they left us. They only played the front 9. And then I felt free, and I could do whatever I want to.
Yeah.
It's like the front 9, I had this like acoustic playlist with like, like all the mainstream music. Then the back 9, the fucking, hey, bitch, hey, bitch, like that shit came. I flipped up my shit immediately, and we started fucking up hard. You know what I mean?
That's awesome, man. I will say, golfing, the people you will meet, it's the craziest. One time, shout out to my boy Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob, George, and I, we went up on a course, and we got paired with 2 moms.
Yeah.
And it was by far the funnest time golfing.
Right?
Yeah, they were like teaching us a little bit, but we were smoking a bit. We were just getting after it. And dude, it was a blast. Like,
right.
And the moms were so cool. And I think after they wanted to continue hanging out with us, but we're like, oh, we got to go home now. But dude, it is pretty cool to see who you get paired up with.
100%.
And all of that. But
there's like all these archetypes, there's all these like characters you get paired up with, right? Including us, right? Like, you get paired up with me. I'm a specific type of character, right? You see my fucking dumb ass coming down, barreling down the fairway. But I actually got this dude's business card. And he gave it to me. He's like, hey, here's my business card. And, I was trying to chop it up with him just because he seemed like someone who might be knowledgeable or something like that. Just network, right? Yeah. And so I like, after I got out of the steam room today, I was just waiting to dry off and stuff. And I just like emailed him,
Whoa.
Yeah. So, well, like, I emailed him from my Belijah Studios account. So you can see like, my website's linked there and my signature and everything. So, in case he needs any photos or whatever it might be, just like, just trying to connect with them a little bit more. So,
Dude, it is so cool how you can take that opportunity and just like, bro, oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Really exciting.
I wish I just played like a little better golf in front of him, because he probably thinks I'm a fucking idiot, dude, But I kept trying to be like, yo, it's only my second year, dude, It's like overcompensating the whole time.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. But other than that, dude, everything's been pretty good, man. Been hitting the gym a lot, dude. I love going to fucking yoga, bro. You should come with me sometime.
You were telling me about this.
Yeah.
How did you get into yoga in the first place? And do you actually... I've heard it's like really hard. Like, it's legit. It's a phenomenal workout.
It's not easy, bro. It's not easy at all. And it's good for, I think, a lot of different components. It's good for your mental. It's good for your physical, obviously, right? So like, there's this old dude at the gym. He's like in his 50s. He'd probably be pissed if he heard me say that, but he's he's like in his 50s, right? He's like 52, 53.
Okay.
And so I would see him at the gym every day. So like, if someone's in my space and I like see them often, I'll like introduce myself. I'll say what's up,
That's
so like,
awesome.
I said what's up to him, and I had never gone to really any of the classes except for like boxing,
Yeah.
And he was telling me one day, he's like, yo, I'm going to yoga, right? And I was like, all right. He's like, why don't you join? I was like, for sure, I'll join, you know? And then I went thinking it was gonna be some bullshit, right? And then I was like, yo, I'm fucking dying. And he is super flexible. So there's this one, so there's this one flow you go through, right? And the end of it, the most advanced is like if you can do the splits, and can do the splits.
Whoa.
It's kind of weird to see a dude do the splits, I'll say.
I was like, I didn't even know we were flexible enough to do that.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to do the splits.
Yeah,
you know?
I was like, what
imagine me just drop down to the splits, bro. But anyway, so then he also did like a fucking headstand. Like at one point I'm like doing this plank pose thing, like this, like, and I'm struggling, bro. I'm like fighting for my life. I look over and he's doing a fucking full headstand. I was like, damn, G.
And is it like hot yoga where it's like 100 degrees?
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Dude,
but it's dope. So then he started getting me into the classes, right? So now I go to Pilates on Monday. There's like 2 different types of yoga. There's one I go to on Fridays. It's like a restorative yoga that this old Indian auntie teaches, and you just pretty much sleep. It's like you just sleep on the ground, and she like fucking talks to you in Sanskrit, and you know it's
is it very soothing?
Yeah, I love it, dude.
Dude, I've never tried yoga before, but I feel like I definitely need it.
Yeah.
I was telling you, like my back, dude, like certain things, if I don't stretch properly, and now I'm noticing that like I have to put that in. But dude, I've heard yoga is like game changer. When you incorporate it, you don't even have to do it 5 days a week.
Yeah.
It's like, as long as you do it, I think once or twice.
Dude, I would say once a week is like plenty. You know, I go like 2 or 3 times just because I like it, you know, but like, dude, I'll tell you, there's like, so I took my buddy to it last week and he was fucking struggling, bro, you know, like, and it reminded me of myself when I first started, right? And now that I do it a little bit more, I'm a little bit more comfortable with it, right?
Yeah.
But he's like, dude, he was dripping sweat. He's like, bro, I did not know it was gonna be like this,
Dude,
man.
that's
I'm
awesome.
like, yeah, dude, you know, like, because my boys, when I've been telling them I'm doing yoga, bro, like they're not roasting me outwardly, but you know, they give me this like, you know what I mean? They give me that kind of like,
little
this
side eye.
motherfucker's gonna yoga and shit, you know?
Yeah.
But I love it, dude. I really enjoy it.
When you first went, was there a sense of embarrassment a little bit, or did you just kind of dive right in? And because I the only pose I know is like child's pose. I don't know anything else, but like with I'm thinking these crazy poses.
Yeah.
And you kind of just have to be like, hey, I don't care about being embarrassed. I'm just gonna do it, right?
100%, because like there's so many like stability poses in yoga. And if you fall, you kind of off balance or something like that, right? It can be like kind of embarrassing, but you're just there trying. You know what I mean? I think the folks in the room also are like very aware of that. Even the yoga instructor is like, hey, it's okay if you kind of fall out of your pose, you know, then just quit, like, you know, take your time, ground yourself, get back into it. You know, like it's very like a welcoming environment. And you know, I'm always, whenever I'm new to something, I like don't get embarrassed about it, right? Like if I was doing it forever and maybe I was still bad at it, then maybe I'd be like, okay, like I'm kind of like being stupid about this, right?
Yeah.
But like when I'm new to something, man, I'm really not embarrassed about it, dude. It's
That's
fun.
awesome.
Yeah. Come with me, dude. Come with me next week or something. Or
We
a couple
definitely
weeks.
definitely gotta link up.
Get you in Downward Dog, dude. You ever heard of that one?
Downward Dog? I haven't heard that in a long time, but you know, I'm down to try it.
Yeah, it's a fun one, man, dude. But yeah, man. What about you, bro? I heard you just getting back into it now, huh?
Yeah, life is good, man. Working out, consistency. I think so. Since 2023, I have a kid now. So that's Live, awesome. Life is very, very fun. Like I'm enjoying. I have a 1.5-year-old, which is crazy to think.
That's crazy, dude.
She's learned how to talk now, so she's saying the word no, which is like every day is a new day. But it is so much fun. It's such a privilege being her dad and seeing Shireen now too. Like being a mom and going through that together is such a cool experience.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but it's also, I think we acknowledge that and we're like, hey, we're going to make every day a lot of fun. And Liv definitely does her part too of like making the family dynamic a lot of fun and things. But
yeah.
I'm proud of us though. Shireen's been, and I've been back at the gym, consistently making, small progress here and there.
Yeah.
But life's good, dude.
It's all about getting there, dude. You know, just once you're in the gym, dude, you're doing a good thing. You know what I mean? You just half of it's just fucking getting there, bro.
You feel a difference too, like mentally. It like impacts everything. Where it's like you're able to just start your day like that. For at least for us, like we just hit the gym early in the morning, and it's like the rest of my day is like, oh, dude, you mentally feel so much better.
I agree.
So even if it's just going there for the steam room or just like a walk or something stupid like that, it's like, oh, dude, you genuinely feel.
You know what they call that, dude? They call that an executive.
Is it?
I did an executive workout today. That's what I've heard, dude. Some people, they say that at the gym, like these old white dudes. They're like, oh, what are you doing today? You know, like John. They're like, oh, I'm just doing an executive. You know, like just hitting the steam room and getting out. You know?
See, I'm actually gonna go back and use that. People are gonna be like,
dude.
dude, what the
This
hell are you
fucking
talking
guy,
about?
dude.
Yeah, what the hell are you talking about, dude?
I like that, dude. I do really like that. You know, like there's that phrasing. It sounds perfect, dude. Yeah, I'm just gonna get a schwitz. You know, I gotta do a little fucking executive. Dude.
Sometimes you gotta do it, dude. It's a good way to start your day. But things have been good, man.
Good.
You know, we've talked about this. Lost my mom 2 years ago, so that was a bit of a challenge. Just starting, you know, with figuring that whole piece out. But
Yeah.
going, dude, definitely in a very, very good place now, and life is very good. You know,
Yeah.
can't complain.
Good, man. How do you feel like you've like evolved in the past 2 years since your mother's passed, dude? You know?
I think.
RIP, by the way.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
No, it meant a lot. And I think mindset wise, things have changed. It's like so for those that don't know, my mom, she diagnosed cancer, I think, when I was 18, and then she passed away. Cancer had spread from breast cancer to it metastasized to her bone, and seeing her go through those stages, it was really difficult, but it really did change the perspective of like the time that we have here is super limited.
Yeah.
And the relationships that you make are super crucial, right? Like, and whether you realize it or not, like the way you treat people, the way you talk, like the impact you make on individuals, man, it's like, it'll last beyond the time you have on earth.
Yeah.
Right. And the biggest thing I'd say, the biggest takeaway or growth piece is like when you go through difficult times, how you treat people, how you talk to people, like taking a moment to just be like, hey, just because I'm dealing with something doesn't mean I need to lash out at someone else. You know, it's like taking that time. I've learned that from, you know, people like you or people like my friends in my life that have challenged me to view things a little differently. So it's been pretty cool.
That's really nice, man. Yeah. And I felt like you had dealt with it really well, you know, from what I know, dude. You know, I felt like you were still kind, and you know, even though you had all the reasons not to be, right? I think you handled it very well, and we spoke, you know, we talked and we chatted when we needed to, and we gave each other strength, and we carried on and we regrouped, you know, which is, I think, very much a mature way to handle grief.
Yeah. And I think I'm very grateful for you, man. And
likewise.
Others of my, you know, friends in my life that have shown up. Like I never in a million years thought I would be lucky enough to have I have a buddy who canceled a vacation to show up for my mom's funeral. Or even I remember I'd text you and just be like, hey, mentally, I think mentally I'm off today. Like I am feeling kind of down. Can I just talk it out with you?
Yeah.
And we jump on like a 5-minute call, and it's like, we talk it out and you ask me a couple questions, and I'd be like, oh, maybe I'm overthinking this, or maybe I need to take a step back and just reset. Right.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
the fact that I have people in my life that I can kind of just be, you know, like super open with, and just, you know, kind of lay out like, hey, this is what I'm struggling with. And for those individuals, not just to challenge me a little bit, not in, you know, be there for me, very blessed.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to start appreciating that stuff, because oftentimes you have this viewpoint of like what I don't have.
Yeah.
Versus like looking at it as, hey, I'm super blessed because I have so many people in my life that love me, care about me, things like that.
Yeah, that's really self-aware, dude. You know, like proud of you for being able to like articulate that really well. Because, yeah, I think, you know, seeing silver lining in tough times is a good quality to have, right? And just knowing that it simplifies, right? Just knowing that somebody is there for you, even though it seems so trivial, right? It's so important, you know. Like, you know, forget like some of the loftier things that, you know, we might think was in store for us. You know, in moments like these, you see like, hey, dude, the fact that I just got one homie, you know, one person, that's more than enough. I'm rich, you know, because it doesn't, not everyone has that, you know, not everyone has people in their lives, or even one person in their lives where they can just say, dude, I'm going through something. I just need some help, man. Can you help me? Right.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
You got one person, bro. I think you're wealthy. I think you've like, your life is good.
Yeah. And it's a great point. And I think I learned this pretty early on, and I would encourage anyone that's going through a hard time.
Yeah.
Reach out, just ask for help.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter, like whatever that fear, inherent fear or pride or whatever it is that's stopping you from getting that help.
Yeah.
Just do it, because you'll feel so much better just, and someone else can also keep you accountable. Like I remember when I did reach out to individuals, like I would see them checking in randomly and I was like, whoa, this is huge, right? I never thought, again, I would be lucky enough to have people like that.
Yeah.
Do that. So
that feels great, man. I'm happy you have that, dude. That makes me feel good, dude. I feel for you, man. There's like you got a good soul, dude. And, I gotta get people to nurture that, man, when we have people like that in our lives. So how do you feel, or like, what are the ways that you, remember your mom?
I think this is going to sound super lame and 100% make fun of me, but I remember her. So there were stages, right? So when my mom was not sick, it was different. She was very, always loving, always all of that great stuff, but she was fearless. Like you'd see this sense of like fearlessness in her. When she got sick, the mental clock change or something clicks, something changes where now it's like you're looking at everything with like, hey, I have a limited amount of time, right? Especially when you're given this cancer card.
Yeah.
So, but early on, and even when my mom was sick, I remember her, our house would always be full of like a lot of joy, whether it be like her cooking and just spending time with us or just like blasting music and it's like a dance party.
Sure.
It's like random things like that. Right. So I honor that by doing that for my kid.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like we have, as lame as it sounds, it's not Hindi music, but it's like hip hop music, but it's like our dance party with my daughter and me and my wife. And like, I think of those days where I'm like, that memory is still living through us, but it's now I'm doing it for my own kid.
Right.
Right. So stuff like that. I she was big on the faith side of, my faith has gotten a lot stronger. That's been pretty cool aspect. And then just my dynamic with my wife. Like there's certain aspects that, my mom has taught me that I want to continue kind of making her proud because that's the way she's raised me, especially as a spouse or just, for Shireen or even as a parent for Olivia. So it's been pretty awesome to have those type of memories or think like that and things like that.
That's great, dude. And I think that's how you immortalize people, right? And I wouldn't say this is how you envision it, but a lot of times when there's people who I wish were there, right? I in moments like that, right? You immortalize them. You almost act like they're there, right? Because they would have been so proud of this moment. They would have been 100% down for this moment, And it's almost like you almost feel like they are there, right? And you pretend it. I mean, I don't know. I would say that's what I do. I pretend like, 100%. Dude, you would have loved that shit, bro. You would have fucking been all over that, you know?
No, you're spot on. But it's challenging. There's always this expectation. We just talked about this, like always like it sets you up kind of for failure because I always thought my mom would be around to meet my kid. Yeah. Right. So that was always a challenge of like, man, that's different. Also, the love you get from your mom, you'll never get from anyone else.
This is true.
When you don't really have that in your life anymore, that's really difficult to kind of fathom and think about. But man, it really does. It really makes you appreciate everything in your life and the time you have here. Because, you truly do have an opportunity to make such an impact. And
That's interesting, man. That kind of sparked another question in my mind here. Is so like how have you seen? So you said no one can give you love like your mom, right?
Yeah.
How have you seen Shireen give that love to Liv, right? And like maybe like what's the difference? Like what is the difference between what like your fatherly love is and what like motherly love is in your opinion? And you don't have to use examples, but you can just say what, like now that you have a kid, right? Mm-hmm. What does that look like?
So I think, man, fatherly love from my perspective is like, I there's nothing I wouldn't do for Olivia, right? She is, I see myself in this kid.
She looks like you, dude.
She does. And scary part is I think she's starting to act like me a little bit.
She's a goofball, dude. She's a goofball.
100% like her dad. I love it. I absolutely love it. And it's like my mini me is running around, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But I will say the difference here is like Shireen carried her for 9 months.
Right.
And I think that connection and the sacrifice that my wife made for our family to make us a family that's the difference maker. And like, I don't know, man, I feel like moms need to be put on a pedestal because the stuff they have to go through, I can never even understand, right? Because I've seen it and Shireen tells me about it. I've never experienced it.
Yeah.
You know, she talks about it in a really good way, and she's very chill. If you know Shireen, she's a very, very chill person. But even for her, she's like, you know, I have to sacrifice what I eat, what I like, how I, you know, even like stupid example, but like certain fruits, right? Or if you have to manage like certain levels so that way the baby's taken care of. For me, while I could try to match it, and I think I lasted a week. I don't have to make that sacrifice, right? So I think that's the biggest thing. But even today, like it's funny because Liv will gravitate towards Shireen with certain things, with me. So it's funny, she tries to get away with things with me, but like anything that's food related, like Shireen won't make stuff from scratch for her. Like I remember that, like how my mom did it for me, right? But Liv will just run to Shireen.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to kind of see that dynamic, you know.
Yeah. I mean, there's just like necessity kind of, it's like a dual edge. There's like you need your mom, right? Like the kids need their mom. And, but they also have this other side that's nurture, right? It's like the mom knows how to be caring and soft in a way that maybe like we don't, right? Like the way our brains process things are different than the way like, you know, a woman would process 100%. Things, right?
No.
And so like, you know, a lot of times for me, I was like, things can be black and white. It's like either do or don't do that, right?
Yeah,
it's like that. And that's like maybe a guy thing, right?
No,
but like
100%.
I feel like a lot of times, you know, what I see in like women is that there's a gray area. And that's what I've learned from being in a relationship. It's like there's always a gray area. It's not like there's certain things that are black and white, and sometimes you have to make it black and white, but there's always a gray area. And that's like where the nurture comes in, right? It's like, no, it's not like it's as polarizing as this or that. It's like they were thinking this and like they felt this and like that's why it's like that, you know? And you're like, that is where the nurture comes in. I'm like, fuck that, bro. You know?
No, and sometimes I feel like you need the different roles.
Yeah.
Like there are certain times where Olivia needs her mom. Like there is nothing I could do that could meet the need of what Shireen could provide. And I think there's some times where I step in and it's like she's a different person. My child is different depending on who she's interacting with.
Yep.
But I will say the relationship aspect of it has been fascinating to see your partner like evolve into that like mom or a parent.
Right.
So cool to see because you never think about that, right? You never think about like, oh man, but it's like once that happens and you actually have a child that like Liv is very similar to Shireen in some facets. It's like, it's really cool to see that dynamic.
Yeah, dude, it keeps life spicy because like when, you know, there's more now, right? Like there's a new chapter of like this mom, like, and it's not only she's a mom, but now she's like your wife, but also a mom, right? And she has to balance both of that. And just like you have to balance both of that, right? So like there's this new way. It's exciting. It's really exciting that you get to explore this phase where now you got a floater in the mix, right? You got someone else in there, but you want to maintain your connection and that bond, right? Yeah, exactly. You got somebody else clowning around in there too, you know, which is, I always find those opportunities, like even like, you know, something like, not to always go back to golf, but like you're spending 4 hours with somebody who you otherwise maybe wouldn't in that type of setting, right?
Yeah.
Or like, you know, I'm going to Chile next week. I'm spending like a week in like really close quarters with one of my close friends. It's like, that's gonna be exciting opportunity because it's just like, there's probably times where we're tired and like, you know, pissed off and, you know, whatever, but like, we're going to have to like love each other through those moments, you know? Yeah. And that's like I feel like you probably run into those opportunities a lot too, you know, in your family life.
Oh yeah, definitely. Shireen actually has this cool thing where, like, you know, when you have a kid or just going through life, like it can get really hard.
Yeah.
Right. Like let's acknowledge it. Like it
oh yeah,
really
dude. 100%.
But then she'll quickly be like, if one of us is kind of just off a little bit or just a little annoyed or just having a tough day, I'll be like, hey, same team.
Right? Oh yeah. Nice.
Quickly resets us to be like, hey, why am I if I need to take a little break or that's just really come back, it's like, hey, quick, hey, we're on the same team. Don't take it on me. I won't take it on you. Hey, let's work together here.
I do like that.
So it's all about how you approach things. Like, you just got to take a step back. You know?
Quick reframe of the moment. You know?
Oh yeah.
Hey, same team, dude. I like that. That's a good one. I might start using that.
It's a quick one. Just a quick call out. You know, things like that. But
yeah,
it's cool though. Liv has started like after school activities. So like she has, you know, swimming,
nice,
and, like, random things, but she's starting to have friends. So I'm like, whoa, this is so cool. Like my kid has friends.
She had a squad going.
Not that I was worried in case Livia ever listens to this. It's like, but it's so cool. Like seeing her friends be like, Liv's here. And I'm like, what the, this is so fascinating.
It'd be cool to bring her on the podcast one day. Dude. I got another set of mic and headphones. If we can keep her attention for like 5 minutes. Oh, just get her a quick segment
with her Ummer Papa, dude. She'd be 100%.
See what she's got to say, dude. And then just be like, all right, bro, go get some puffs and go chill out. Now
talk a little bit of shit on her dad.
I hope so, dude. I hope so. I hope she talks about our chocolate endeavors, dude.
Dude, that's awesome.
Our gluttonous endeavors and the Reese's, the white chocolate covered Reese's, dude.
Dude, that's
old us, bro.
That's old us. We're healthy now.
We're better than that, dude. All right.
What's let me ask. I brought this up earlier today, but dude, you and Alyssa as like an aunt and uncle to your niece and nephew, you guys are amazing.
Thanks, man.
So I gotta ask, were you always good with kids? When it just, because you're natural, it seems like both you and Alyssa are very natural when it comes, even with Liv, you're like, dude, she always is cracking up a smile when her Ummer Papa's around.
Liv is easy, dude. Liv is so easy to be around, man. She's just funny. I just like watching her do her thing, bro. But so how do I put it? I've grown up like so with my cousins and stuff like that, and I was like an older cousin, so I'd always like kind of be like changing their diapers and like all this stuff, you know what I mean? Like just doing stuff like that for them. And with my 2 younger cousins, I would spend summers with them. So they're kind of like my younger sisters and stuff like that. And we're still really close today. I just saw her last night actually. And so, I always felt like this relationship when I would have like kids around, but I always felt like I was like equal to them. That's like, that's my way of like dealing with kids. It's just like to be equal with them.
Really good perspective.
Yeah. And that's because I don't have my own kids, right? Because like I feel like I can't apply that methodology to my own child, maybe. But anyway, so like when Elijah and Izzy came into the mix, I always wanted to be like their peer, and that's like the way that I wanted to position myself to them. So to your question, I don't know if I would consider myself like good with kids. Like but I like being around them. I like playing with kids. I like seeing what little shenanigans they get into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't have to like do too much guiding besides like not letting them get hurt. You know what I mean? That's like the one piece of like responsibility I have is just to make sure they're safe.
Yeah.
But everything else is like pretty much off limits, right? Like, or no, sorry, is within their bounds, right? They can do whatever they want with me, and I'll like laugh and joke. And if they have little, kids always have little stories they create and little games they make. That's what Elijah does all the time. He has this little game he wants to play that I don't understand, but he'll like walk me through it, and then we'll like, we'll just like play it, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is.
That's awesome.
So like in that way, I enjoy it because it's kind of exciting for me, to like walk through that. But then they also like have someone who will just be down for whatever, right? And not to go all like, backstory on this, but I always feel like somebody needs somebody, right? Like I needed somebody growing up. I needed somebody who was just going to like listen to me and like be there for me and just like let me do my thing, be a hype man. I have that now, but like I always feel like a kid needs that. Like someone who's like,
without a 100%, without a doubt. Yeah.
You know how you have your imaginary friend who like you can just say anything to and do anything to? Like I like to be that person like in a kid's life. Just like say whatever you want, dude. Do whatever you want. Like I don't care,
But it also establishes a relationship where like I'll use Olivia for example. If Olivia's in trouble, she knows, hey, I can call Alyssa Mama or I can call Umar and I could quickly be like, hey, because you establish that relationship early on that I am never going to judge you. I'm also like going to be on your level. I'm going to try to understand where you're coming from. I don't feel like many people do that with kids.
Yeah, just be present. Like I'm just going to be here, dude. Like whatever happens, I'll just be there, Like, dude, so many times, man, like, as my cousins have grown up and had boyfriends, like, dude, I've heard like the nitty gritty shit that I like just like shouldn't be hearing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've heard so much shit like that from like not only them, from all my other cousins. But I'll just be like, for sure, dude. Like, yeah, hell yeah, dude. Like that. I'll just be like, because like it's like at least you have someone to talk to about it, right?
Yeah,
and even it can be cringe, it can be weird, but if you want to say it to me, and I'm not gonna judge you for it, right? Because I'll say dumb shit all the time, bro.
Yeah.
This is really out of pocket, but like I will try to say like random statements sometimes to people and see what they say, and they're really bad statements. You know what I mean? So like I don't know. You want to hear one?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm super curious.
Yeah. So then so I'm with my buddy and we're golfing, and this is a bad one, dude. So like I'll like we're putting, right? We're like, and we get paired with these random guys.
Yeah.
And I like hit this putt that goes, and it just like like goes right around the rim and just like just stays there, right? And I hit this awesome putt, and I go, that'll make you want to shoot up a school, dude. And the guys are like, they look at me, they're like, what? And my buddy to the like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So I'll just try to say random ass shit and see if it sticks, you know, see if it's funny, see if someone's like a laugh at it. And then like, if not, I'll be like, all right, that's not the crowd for that, you know?
Have you been in a situation where it just does not land?
That was one of those situations. This dude was like, he did not like that, dude.
These weren't the older people that
not today. Okay, not today. No. This was like a couple months ago. I was playing over like at Highland Woods. And I just like was like, I'm just gonna say it, dude, you know, and see what happens, you know. But you know, my buddy, they'll listen to me, they'll hear me out on that shit, you know. So they do that for me. Like if I want to just send a joke, like a random joke, you know, they'll like listen and like they'll laugh maybe, or like they'll just be like, this motherfucker saying this shit again, right? And that makes me feel good because like even if I'm saying dumb shit or I can just say what's on my mind. And they'll like validate me on it. They'll be like, you're good, dude, you know. And
it also breaks the ice. Like it's 100%. Just like, oh, it doesn't have any awkwardness. It just kind of, you know,
it serves as a filter, right? You know, like if some people just like don't like laugh about it or just have a somewhat of a sense of humor, I'll be like, all right, dude, this is probably not my person. You know what I mean? It's probably not someone who's gonna jive with me.
Yeah.
And like, you know, it's funny like that, dude. You know, I meet people like there's like this random dude I met. I went to this wedding in Boston like a couple years ago, 2023, for one of Alyssa's friends, right? And there's this dude I just got sat with at a table, I just randomly said something like that, you know, and he was fucking dying, and he got my number, and we like follow each other on Instagram. Really? And like occasionally we'll just like, you know, slide in, like if he has a cool picture, I'll just be like, dude, that was sick, you know? So we still kind of keep in touch, like, you know, and not that we're friends or anything like that, but I remember that moment, right? Like those type of moments to me are like gold, man.
Yeah. And it's all because you just decided to be yourself and just, you know, not be embarrassed, just crack a joke, and it's like, yeah,
send it, you know, send it,
dude.
Yeah, I mean, I know that's like a windy path, but like that's what I mean, you know, like I like kids, man. I like being around children, and I feel like they make me be a better person, honestly, dude. Like, yeah, they show me how to like love somebody even through their quirks, you know, because kids are quirky, kids are like weird, you know. So like, if you can love someone for being weird, you can love a lot of people in life, you know. You can show a lot of love, dude.
And I think it's pretty cool to even see Liv's happiness.
Yeah.
Like the kid, even though gets frustrated, man, she's like a very happy kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you know, talking about my mom stuff like that, you know, you go through this sense of sadness after you lose someone. But when you see that light of joy, you're like, oh man, life is good. Like,
yeah,
you know, that's the lens I want to kind of look at life, because you have a choice. You can look at it really sad and be down all the time, or you can go ask for help and, you know, look at it from a lens of, man, I'm super grateful to have what I, you know, and what more can you ask for, right? Like,
dude, 100%, man, 100%. And kids are honestly such a blessing because, you know, we're all kids in a lot of ways, right? Like, you know, you see somebody out there trying to like go do something ambitious, right? Like there's a child in them like who wants something fulfilled, right? Who's going to get something, right? And when you look at that from that perspective, I feel like you have more empathy for people because like, you know, we're all just kids trying to find like what we want to do in life, right? And like we're all trying to. And another thing is like play. Like kids play well. Like I mean, not like all of them play well behaved, but you know, I feel like we as adults need to play more. You know, like be goofy, be silly. Don't be afraid. Don't always be so like business. You know, financial freedom. You know, like you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, we're all spreadsheets and fucking Outlook all day, right? But like I try to make sure like when I'm with kids, like I can play. I can learn how to play from them, you know? And even when I'm with like, you know, my wife or my friends, like, dude, I'll be so excited to put on a little act for them, you know, like put on a little show, like, oh, I was rehearsing this joke before this. I'm gonna say it to you. You know what I mean? And I like to play like that, you know? I like to play with different things or, you know, like make a little video here and there, you know, or whatever. Just be silly, dude. And kids like some are like shy, but like, you know, Elijah's not. He's not shy to be silly. And I like that about him, you know? And that's why I never try to thwart it. I'm like, dude, be silly, man. Be silly as long as you want because I want to be silly and that makes me happy, you know? And so that's another reason, man. Is like the kids aren't corrupted by like some of the societal norms. Like, you know, Liv is probably goofy as hell, dude. She's probably doing shit that you...
100%.
You know, it's like she's laughing at herself, probably just like, you know, like doing all types of stuff. And you're just like, dude, you're mad confident right now. You know?
But if you nurture that, then they become confident. They don't self-doubt themselves. They don't try to conform to like what society tells them they have to be.
Yeah.
And it's pretty incredible if you create that type of environment for these kids to grow up in versus like, don't do that. Like I remember at least like for myself or people I knew that grew up in an Indian community, you're told like, you have to be this, you have to be that. And if you try to go off this path, you're kind of looked down upon, or it's not, you know. And I feel like the next generation, as we raise our kids, or even the community that we choose our kids to be around, it's like everyone helps build that confidence. And you're like, dude, be goofy, be yourself. As long as you're happy, as long as you can be yourself, it's pretty cool that we have that, you know?
Yeah, dude. And you know, there's 100%, like I couldn't resonate more with that statement, dude. And you know, if you have a community that nurtures you, like you were saying, then like you have found it. You have a springboard in life. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you're just so much more powerful than almost money can buy if you have people that like are like that support you in your endeavors. You know what I mean? Like I do a lot of weird shit, like this thing that we're doing right now, right? Like you support me in this. I like talking to people, man. You know, it's like it's fun to do, and you know, even you're indulging me in something that I like to do, right? And so I feel playful about this. I feel like we're just having fun. We came over, right? Ate some food, fucking made me get a quesadilla almost, dude. Fucking made me tweak at Chipotle, dude, but that's a fucking goofy ass time, you know?
So funny, dude. Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see this phase of life. But yeah, you changing the subject a little bit. You were talking about your upcoming trip. How do you feel about that?
I feel great, dude. I'm excited about it. So, we were originally supposed to go to Machu Picchu, in Peru.
Okay.
And so basically, what happened was like, so we were gonna hike up from. So you have to fly from Lima, which is the capital, to Cusco. That's where like the base is. That's the airport nearest to Machu Picchu, right? So we're gonna do this Inca trail up, like do the hike up.
Whoa.
But then on the way down, it's like a couple days to get up. So you go.
Are you camping like on the?
They have these like boutique hotels like at stops along the way, but they're more like huts or like a little hostel than like a hotel.
So it's like glamping.
Yeah, to an extent. And so we're going to do 3 days up, but then it would take 3 days down, right? So we don't have that time. So we're going to take the bus or the train down.
Nice.
And so what happened is the contract of the company that does the train and bus rides got handed over to like another company, and there's like a bunch of protests going on right now. And so a bunch of tourists have been getting stranded. And so we were like, fuck, dude, we can't be like fucking playing with that, you know? So we ended up rerouting to Chile.
Whoa.
Yeah. And we're going to do 2 days in Santiago, which is the capital, which is a major city. It's a big city, you know? It's kind of like, I don't want to say it's as big as Mexico City, but that kind of feel.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do like 5 days in Patagonia.
Whoa.
Which I'm hyped about, dude. And we're going to be living like in a little close quartered hut. It's like a hotel. But it's like really close quarters. We're going to do a lot of hikes. We're going on like glacier treks and stuff like that. And
so cool.
I'm stoked, man.
Do you usually have like lists of spots that you're like, I want to fly eventually in my life? I want to go here. Like, how do you pick your destinations that you travel? Because you and Alyssa are very well traveled. You have a good idea of like what you want to do, but how do you come to that?
Yeah. So I'm going with my buddy Ibrahim to Chile.
Yeah.
And so way back in the day when my uncle, he went through this like back in like 2015, maybe like in like 2012, like shortly after I met Ibrahim, my uncle went through this like rebrand where he had a heart scare, you know, because he was like becoming overweight and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he completely changed his life and it became super fit and started hiking a lot and doing all this crazy shit. He's like done Everest Base Camp and stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's done like all these like crazy hikes in Nepal and stuff. And so he's big on it, right? And he went to Machu Picchu with his 2 buddies. Okay, so he's had these 2 friends since college, and they're like homies, bro. Like, you know, kind of like, you know, the way you are with your friends, and like they've had kids, and their kids are friends, and it's like super chill. And they were just like, you could tell they were kind of like fuck boys in college. And I was like, I resonate with this guy. He's like my uncle. He's fucking chill. And so I would talk to Ibrahim about that and be like, dude, we should go to Machu Picchu one day. And so finally, you know, we're all in a place where we can kind of afford that type of trip and stuff like that. And, you know, so then that's what was our intent, right? So we have all these kind of like trips we talk about. And then like at some point, like somebody goes, dude, do you want to just book it? You want to just and then we do that.
They make it out of the group chat.
Yeah,
That's
but with me and Alyssa, like what's really nice is what we do is like we love to go for walks, so we'll go for a little stony walk, and we'll like for a little bit you're kind of like tweaked out, you're super stoned for a second, but when it all calms down, you get like really clear thought and you like talk, we start chatting about things, we like ask each other questions, and then we always like get into our travel, we're like, where should we go next? Where should we go next? Where should we go next? Right? And then we just start like putting things out, right? Like we really want to go to Portugal and Spain. That was like a big one for us. So we started there, like with our international travel. We went to Iceland before that and like a couple other places, but we really started ramping it up because we started talking about it a lot. So like, once you talk about something a lot, you're just like, dude, it's only a matter of time before you just like, it happens, So we're like, all right, do we want to go to like Italy? We want to go to Japan. We want to go to Croatia. And all because we like watch different TV shows and food vloggers. So before you know it, like I said, like we just start mapping it out. I start seeing what the flights look like, start seeing what the hotels look like. And you like hit book, you know what I mean?
And then it's good to go.
And then you're there, man, slowly but surely.
What's your one spot that you would be like, I'd love to go back?
Man, dude, we've been talking about Japan a lot.
Oh, Japan, I've heard is amazing.
Dude, you would love it out there, bro. It is crazy fun out there, man. It's like techie. And the food is amazing. And
do you like the food?
Dude, best food.
Is it, not to come off judgmental.
No.
I don't know anything about the food culture, but
I tell you everything about Japan culture.
Is it, did you eat anything crazy when you were out there? Like something you're like, I would never eat in a million years, like here.
I ate, I think the craziest thing I ate was like these like fried like octopus balls. But they weren't like testicles, but it was like this like skewer of just like these like puffy octopus like fried balls, which were really good. I've never had anything like that here in the States.
Yeah.
But one of the craziest things I had, it was ramen, but we had ramen at this place called like Ichiran, and it's like this world famous spot, and it was like the best ramen hands down that I've ever had in my life. But as far as something exotic,
what made it like
the flavoring was just so, I've never had any like the flavoring and the broth and the spice level of it was amazing. The experience was really cool too. So we waited in line for like an hour and 15.
Whoa.
And it was in this like little room, probably half the size of the room we're sitting in. And there's like 5 booths, and you just order on this like kiosk. And then when one booth opens up, you go sit down. And then somebody opens up like a curtain, hands you your ramen, closes it, and you just sit there by yourself. You're in like a single booth. So me and Alyssa just sat next to each other, but couldn't really see each other. I'm just sitting there by myself eating.
Whoa.
It was so cool, man. And like the fried chicken is dope. It's like,
I mean, you got me hooked.
It's dude, they have like we had this like private like chef experience where it was like kind of like a hibachi thing, and we had like Wagyu steak, and it was like this whole like assorted menu you can have with like, you get a couple drinks, an appetizer, you get the Wagyu, and then you get like a dessert. And so he made it all in front of us. He just like, even the dessert, he made this like fondue thing.
That's an experience too.
I was like,
food. Yeah, that's awesome.
And both of us combined was like $85. And it was like a high class experience.
Whoa.
It was pretty cool, man.
That's awesome.
But dude, we went to a sumo wrestling show, which was
sumo
sick.
wrestling?
Yeah.
Dude,
I feel like Liv would really like that. There was a couple kids. So like what they did was at the end, you could go like spar with them. And even they let the babies go do it. But like these big guys, they would like let the babies push them down and stuff. It was really cute.
It's making an experience for the kids.
Yeah.
So it is very kid friendly then.
Dude, Japan is like super safe and extremely kid friendly, bro.
Oh.
That's why I feel like you guys, it'd be right up your alley of something to do, man.
Definitely got to add that to the list. It is so cool to see, like this year we did Montenegro, Croatia, and to see Liv's experience with that. There are certain things where like, oh man, like with Liv, like wanting to say hi to everyone in the airplane. Like there are people that are like, don't want to talk to a baby on a long international flight.
Yeah.
But this girl's like, I want to make friends with everyone. But, you know, seeing her experience the beach or the water or even like, you know, the different like foods. Like I was proud of her for trying different things.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, I would have never tried that, you know, even as an adult, and she's like open to it.
She's daring, dude.
It's pretty dope to see that.
Yeah. How would you like describe like what the role that you want travel to play in your family's life now?
I think pretty when you say role, well, I'd say pretty heavy, like big, only because I feel like there's a lot of experiences that if you just sit at home or even travel domestically, you're missing out on a lot of cultural experiences that your kid could learn and things that could impact them in a really positive way. Like even Montenegro, Croatia, I was stunned by how friendly everyone was. Like there was one day, we were at a restaurant. She was very fussy.
Yeah.
And the owner of the restaurant went back in the back and got this like toy alligator.
Oh.
And it's like this purple alligator. And now Liv still carries it. She starts her day by playing with her purple alligator and having her toys. But it's funny how this owner, out of an act of kindness, just did that, and Liv immediately started interacting with the staff and like trying the different foods, and like even seeing her walk across the beach. She's definitely a beach baby, which is like kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it's all of these things. I feel like it's super important to kind of mold that.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a privilege. Like traveling itself is a privilege to be able to do all that stuff.
Yep.
But I would like it to be a big part of our family dynamic, where it's like the expectation is we travel a few times a year if possible, whether it be domestic, international.
Yeah, that's nice, man. I think that's good that you weave that into your, strategy planning, dude. Because like you said, having people that are you realize there's experiences, and everyone has their own view on how they should live their life. And I 100% agree with everyone's, view on it. But, I have some of my white friends, right? They're not super keen on traveling anywhere, right? And that's just like, I always feel like there's so much more out there, right? And that's just me kind of throwing like my like desire to like go travel with them maybe, or them to open their perspective up. But you realize like their sphere of reference is just like the pocket that they live in, right? In like this suburb of Illinois.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, one thing that always humbles me when I go places, right, is a simple experiences you see, right? Like let's say you have a tour guide or a bartender or like a waiter, right? And you see dude, this person probably has like bills to pay. They probably have their own family shit going on. They probably got so many things that they're encountering in their day that like for me, like that makes my problems a little less heavy, that somebody else is out there experiencing something similar all across the world. And I feel like if I don't get out of my comfort zone, I start thinking my shit is the most important shit. You know what I mean? And then my ego gets involved, and I just need to like humble myself.
Yeah, no, you're 1,000%. It's funny. Like we ran into a thing where when we're traveling internationally with Liv, she wouldn't eat anything except like certain fruits.
Okay.
But like we're in a foreign country. And I think of the example you just said where it's like we were frantic. Like we just wanted her to eat something. Like we were just kind of nervous. And we went to the restaurants that we went to in Croatia, and they like went in the back kitchen and was like, hey, don't worry, we got you.
Oh, okay.
And it's like the kindness that people like, they give you, even you're like a parent that's just trying to figure it out and make it work. It's so cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. And those small acts of kindness, especially when you travel, I feel like it's like times two, right? It's like double, bro. When you get something like that and from someone who you have no business knowing otherwise, dude, and they just like do an act of kindness, you're like, man, this is fucking great, dude.
It is awesome. But yeah, I would hope international travel a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right now, it's the name of the game is like consistency with life and just like
right.
Yeah, but we're hoping to do a trip actually into Vermont.
Nice
one, and then Michigan. Keep it close.
Yeah.
But I think one of our favorite places this year though was Mexico City. Actually, that was a super vibey city.
Right, dude. Isn't it fun out there, man?
Super close. Don't even have to travel that far. Not even a long flight.
Or 4 hours. Yeah,
is insane, and the like actual like walking around the city and the cultural aspect of it is so cool.
Dude, it's like a bustling city, man. Like there's so much to do, dude. Like where did you guys stay? Like what did you guys stay in, like Condesa or like
it was like one of the boutique hotels out there.
Yeah. Like did you know what area? It was like Roma Norte or something like that. Dude, just the neighborhoods that they have there are awesome, dude. Like there's so many good restaurants, just so many good little bars, wine cellars, like fucking awesome, dude.
And the people there are super like kind. Usually big cities, you don't see that aspect, especially here in the States, but like there everyone was extremely welcoming, no matter where you'd go.
Yeah, dude. I know Shireen doesn't like dogs so much, but what I really liked about Mexico City was that like everyone had time to greet each other's dogs. And I remember Shireen specifically saying that like she's not about
She's
that
gonna
life.
she's gonna die
Kill me,
laughing when
dude.
she hears this.
But anyway, much love, Shireen. I really, something about that is so heartwarming to see like these two people who maybe don't know each other, but their dogs are kind of sniffing each other out, and they're like, oh, talking to each other's dogs. And I'm like, oh shit, dude, this is fucking awesome. You know, like I love that, dude. I eat that up, man.
Yeah. Are you guys thinking of getting a pup?
We are, man. We talk about it all the time,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
All the time. We talk about getting a dog, and well, I mean, I had a dog growing up. You know, she had a dog growing up, so it's like, you know, it wouldn't be anything unfamiliar. So I feel like it's gonna happen sooner rather than later.
Do you know what kind of dog?
We're going back and forth between that because the shedding is always a concern, right?
Of course.
But all the dogs that I feel like that, I mean, just in my opinion, that don't shed are like shitty dogs. You know what I mean? For lack of a better phrase.
Dude, that's so funny.
Yeah. So the ones that shed are like the ones I want. You know, like a bigger one.
They're
like,
active. They love running around. Yeah.
yeah. I'm really, so, you know, I've been so I it's funny. I talked to like Amanda Cora often on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like we just like, because she always posts on her dog. And so I was asking her, I ask her all the time about her dog and like different specs about it. You know, does it shed a lot and all this stuff?
Different specs.
Yeah.
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
I'm trying to get the fucking, you know, download on it. So like the Australian Shepherd, like that seems like
such a cute
a
dog.
good breed. And dude, you know, it's like once you start talking about it, you start seeing it. So there's just like, I don't know what it is. So on our trail that we walk back here, so you go back behind the train tracks. So there's like this little corporate complex, and one of the storefronts is this thing called the Dog Community Center.
Whoa.
And I've never wanted to be part of a community center more because I don't know what they do in there. It's, you know, for me, I always want to imagine that like, you know, the dogs come there to have coffee and shit, you know what I mean, like shit like that. But like I think they train dogs there, and so they have all these cute ass dogs coming in and out. And we keep seeing this one Australian Shepherd come out, and she's so fucking good and cute.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That we want one. Or sorry,
You want one?
Liv and I want
Yeah.
one.
It's
Shireen
two
is still-
against one, dude.
Well, we'll see. Shireen has a good point. She's like, let's wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Until Liv's older, and then she can help. But Liv learned how to say puppy thanks to her teacher at daycare.
Nice.
So she's saying puppy all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, Liv, that's a squirrel. But no, it's pretty awesome. Like we've always, my mom was a big pet person. So growing up with that, I'm hoping that we can get one. Golden, dude. I want a golden doodle. So
A golden
bad.
doodle. Yeah. Those are really cute, dude. My buddy has an Aussie doodle.
Oh, that's
Super cute dog, bro.
It just needs to be a little bit active on the active side.
Yeah, exactly.
Go on walks and runs and things like that. But
Yeah, the doodles are I would say, how do I put it? My buddy Zach's sister has a golden doodle who is fucking amazing. His name's what is his fucking name again? Anyway, he's like the friendliest dog in the whole world, and like I really want to get a dog like that. But you know, my other buddy has a couple Aussie doodles, right? And they're so schizo. They're tweaks. And so I feel like I'm just like wondering like what is the recipe for success to get one that's like the good one. You know what I mean? That's like friendly and kind and just like cuddly, you know?
would you go through a shelter or would you breed? Like how would you?
So if I had my like 100% way, I would rescue one. That's what I did with my first dog, and
That's awesome.
she was a great dog, dude. But and I don't know, not for any other reason besides like they're just there, you know, like you know it's. But if like I don't know, if I was gonna get more like of an aggressive breed, like a German Shepherd or like a pit, I don't think I'd get a pit. But let's say I got a more of a a dominant type dog, then I'd want to breed it, you know, and make sure it's like healthy, comes from a good, well behaved like group.
I've never had a dog before, so this
Yeah.
is a stupid question.
No?
Is it true that when you get a pup from a shelter, sometimes their experiences could lead to them acting out or whatever you want to call it?
I could see that.
Is that?
So I had a dog. My dog, Lily. She actually, I got her when she was 7 months old.
Okay.
She was half pit, half lab.
But relatively young, right? 7 months is
7 months, super young. And she was actually she had been abused. I don't know. This is fucking maniacal, but her owner had shut her door and her leg in a door, and had to get amputated.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so she only had 3 legs, and she was like super chill her whole life for like 12 years. She was like super chill, and never barked. Never like showed any sign of aggression. She just like loved when I cut the grass. She was like tweaking. She would tweak out when it was time to cut the grass. But I could see like abuse and stuff like that, or coming from a shelter, or whatever, being like, you know, kind of like downstream, having an issue. But at the same time, what I think would be a good idea is like foster a dog for like a month or something and see if it's like the one for you. And if not, then just, you know, return it.
Dude, that's a really good point. But I'm mind blown that someone would do that to a pup. That's
Horrible, dude. I'm like, what the fuck was that? You know?
Just don't get one. It's oh my gosh.
She was cute as fuck though. But it was sad, man. Like as she got older, because like her leg, you know, really started, her lack thereof of that third leg really started impacting her as she got old. You know, when she was young, she could run and shit. She was good. You know, when she got old, it was like, man, bro, like you need that extra leg.
I'm just imagining. I've never met this. Your previous dog, but I'm just imagining you cutting the grass and this 3-legged dog running behind you.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. She would do this like you know how like horses like kick back, you know, like buck. Like she would do that. Like she would do that when I would be cutting the grass like the whole time. Like she was fucking 100 milligrams in, just fucking tweaking, dude. You know,
dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, man. But we really want to get a dog. I think that is the most realistic like third member of our family that will probably join us, you know, in the near future.
Might when you go on trips, let us take care of the dogs.
That's
so we
right.
Get experience. That's
nice, man. You know, I feel like now that's a big thing too, because I would feel really shitty because I didn't travel when I was younger, right? So like I was always there for my dog, but I would feel bad like leaving my dog or like dropping it off somewhere, and I feel like that's like a me thing. You know, I just like it's fine. You know, and especially if you like, you know, my buddy Zach always says like, you know, Tony, like if you guys want to watch it for a weekend while we're out, like that's good for the dog and probably good for you guys too. But I don't know where that need for always being there comes from, you know?
I wish you could travel with them. Like if you go to like a cool different country, I wish it was more easier to travel with your pup.
It's easier to travel with the baby, right?
I feel like it is, right? Honestly. And I feel like their ticket is free versus I feel like pets you might have to pay. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows what they're doing with them too? If they like throw them under there, bro, like what the fuck?
I feel like I've heard you got to give them medicine maybe to mellow them out.
Give them a couple edibles, dude. Put them down.
Give them 100 milligrams.
Yeah, that's right, dude.
See what happens.
Send them back.
That's wild.
Yeah, man. Funny story. My buddies had this like runt, like little pit. Like it was like a mini pit. Like it was so cute because he was like the runt of the little litter. And he once got into like, he ate like one of our brownies, dude. And this dude, I felt so bad for him. He like ate one of our weed brownies, right? And so he just came over and needed like a snuggle, dude. He just needed like to be snuggled the whole time, bro. Because he was just kind of like sad and scared.
That's actually really cute.
It was adorable. It was like
adorable.
The best way for him to handle that. Like we came back and saw a big nibble out of this one. We're like, dude, fuck, man. And then we just like waited. We were looking at him, dude. We were looking at him. And then he would just get like, go eat up all his food. And then he like threw up his food, like drank a bunch of water, and then came and snuggled and was just out for the rest of the night.
Dude,
I was like, poor guy, dude. Poor guy.
Dude, that's not the worst way to go when you're stoned.
Yeah.
But
there's plenty of other things to be doing, dude. So funny, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. You guys got anything planned up, dude? Like trip-wise, anything on the books?
Aside from those domestic trips, those are the two big things. I have a huge desire to do India next year. And kind of not do the typical Kerala and meet all your neighbors, but more of a North India trip and see part of India and the culture that we've never seen before. That's been on the bucket list for sure.
Yeah.
And then the other trip that, you know, thinking long term, when Liv's a little bit older, is I want to do South Africa so bad.
Hell yeah, like Cape Town, dude.
Oh,
fuck
dude,
yeah, that'd be sick.
That is very much a dream, but I think more realistic is probably domestic, maybe another Mexico trip where it's like very relaxed beach.
Yeah, that's like you know, all smooth, right? Like no,
it's so easy with a 2-year-old. Like you can't go wrong.
Right, exactly, dude. It's like it's relaxing for you, relaxing for her, you know, and then it's like not too many moving pieces. I totally feel you, dude.
Also traveling more than 8 hours like on a flight, super challenging.
Yeah,
for the little one if your timing is not with their sleep schedule and things like that. So
100%.
But aside from that, that's pretty much it. But I honestly, Japan is going to be very, very near.
The flight's going to fuck you guys up because it's like 13 and a half hours.
So jet lag is probably a factor.
Yeah. I mean, like if, you know, with Liv, right, too, it's going to, I mean, she's good, but it's like, it's going to be a long haul, right? But anyway, going to your your about India thing. This is I don't know this is a goofy question, but like how connected do you feel to like India, like to being Indian and
Culturally, I would say I have a sense of like, so like my mom left me like a book of her recipes,
Okay.
like stupid things like that. Like, and language wise, we're still trying to teach Olivia Malayalam,
Nice.
even though mine's very butchered.
yeah, sure.
Shireen still will speak a little bit. So there's aspects of that we try to, but like the country itself, we have zero connection. I just think it's cool, right?
Yeah,
like I think
yeah.
it's cool to do like do a houseboat and like eat on that, or just like experience those things, or even see like my mom's from Jabalpur, so like going back there and see. I've never been to that part of India or that city, so like being able to be there. But we try to maintain the culture. I will say it's getting harder and harder though. Like there's some things that our parents did naturally that for us it's like we don't. What about you? How close would you say?
Yeah, it's interesting, man. I don't know how close I feel to like the Indian culture. Like it's like weird to me. I don't feel Indian, but I am Indian. Sometimes I feel Indian. I don't exactly know, but so the other like a couple weeks ago, my cousin who on my dad's side, right? So the girl cousins I was telling you about are my mom's side.
Okay.
So on my dad's side, he had 5 brothers, but I'm really only close to like one of my guy cousins, and he's kind of like us. He's like 28, like, but he's kind of a fuck boy,
Yeah.
But he's smart guy. Went to Brown, and so he's like he lived in California for a long time, so he's got this like Cali thing, and now he lives in New York. But random going down paths here is like what do you call it? So like we were really close growing up, and then he our parents weren't really getting along, so we like lost touch. And then when relatives started dying, we would like see each other at funerals, and we'd be like, bro, like what's up, man? It was kind of like. And then after the second or third funeral that we ran into each other at, we're like, bro, we can't just keep seeing each other at funerals, man. We should hang out and shit,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we've been on a couple of trips now together. I just went to New York to see him. But anyway, his dad sent me like this interview or this chronological kind of like story of my grandfather and his life all the way through like present day.
Whoa.
And I was like, that's really powerful, man. That like also kind of like keeps me motivated to do this type of thing.
Yeah.
Because these are like really good timestamps, right? Like the last time we spoke, 2023, like you're different now, right? And I'm different now. And being able to like see that progression is really cool. So anyway, this like this story and about my grandfather, right? So my grandfather was born in this. My voice just cracked hard. My grandfather, my voice. What the fuck? I don't know why it still does that, dude.
I'm so sorry.
No,
that's
dude.
So funny.
So my grandfather was born in this small little village called like Gungli in India, right?
Okay.
And so,
dude, kudos to you for knowing that. By the way, that's impressive.
I was reading this thing, so like this interview, and then like so he lived in this bum ass village, right? And when he was like 4, his dad died. I forget of what. And then when he was 8, so it was like the time during like it was like the early 1900s, and so it was right during the bubonic plague and everything like that.
Oh shit!
So his mom kind of had symptoms. So what they would do is they would put the people who were sick on the outside of the village, kind of just to die. And so he lost both of his parents by like the age of 8.
Oh
right?
my gosh!
And so then he got kind of like his uncle or something took him in, right? And his uncle like had this like business opportunity in like India and in Africa, right? Of like selling like little like snacks and shit to like outside of an army base, right?
Okay.
And so that's where he made his kind of life for like he worked for like 50, 60 years doing that and had kids and stuff like that. And they lived. My dad's from Africa, and they like kind of escaped because there was like political strife. They escaped like by boat and like
whoa.
There's like this whole backstory, right, that I never really knew about. And so, going back to the question about being like relating to India, and I don't know, I just like I have a little bit more like connection to like what I just said. Like that makes me feel like a little bit more connected to my heritage, but it's not Indian heritage, if that makes sense.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Like my mom's from India, but she came here when she was like 16.
When's the last time you went back?
Dude, I've only been there once in my life, and it was like when I was like 8 or 7. I just remember being scared of homeless people there. Like I was like, oh shit, dude. But like I've never been like interested in like my family lineage or culture or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like when when I think about it, so like my uncle, I'm sorry, my grandfather like had this shop for like 45 years. But if he didn't do that, like we wouldn't be sitting here today talking. You know what I mean? There's something trippy about that. I'm grateful. I'm not gonna say I'm like really grateful because I don't know if he did that for me specifically. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I know. I totally get you.
But that is kind of the connection I feel to, like my heritage. Now, in that story, he talks about like how like my type of Indian are like Brahmins and like they were like the smart,
like the caste, like
yeah. And do I feel any sort of like affinity for that? Like absolutely not.
Dude,
like
you're a Brahmin. You're.
I'm the shit, dude. You know what I mean? Fucking. I'm smarter than everybody, dude. All those fucking Patels, dude. Fuck you guys, dude.
So funny, dude.
You guys are dumb. No,
you're about to get a lot of thumbs down on this.
That's
episode.
right. Yeah, dude. Patel Brothers membership revoked right there,
right.
dude. But dude, Patel Brothers, man, sponsor this podcast. Yeah. But
I was gonna also say Kim, the travel agency.
Kim and Patel Brothers, dude. Me, you, dude. Patel Brothers, Kim. Let's go fucking start our own podcast, bro. Dude. Have you been to the Patel Brothers in Naperville?
I heard it's the shit.
Dude, low key, bro. You know, all the shit we've been talking about aside, that one is fucking awesome.
It's better than the
one in Schaumburg.
Yeah,
by a mile, dude.
Wow.
It's like it feels like it's like the Mall of America compared to the one in Schaumburg, dude.
I gotta check this out.
The Mall of America, Patel.
Dude,
yeah,
that's so funny, dude.
But anyway, that's fucking bogus. But yeah, I don't feel super like Indian, you know.
I mean, that's fair. You know,
even how I feel, yeah.
Yeah. I guess for me, it's like, it's one of those countries where it's like, there's so much to explore culturally. Like you can go to the big cities like Delhi, or you can go to like smaller parts and get like street food and things like that.
Oh,
and I've never experienced that piece.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've only been Kerala, you know, and which is really cool. That's where we're from. But I feel like there's difference. Like I would love to go to Gujarat.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
As crazy as it sounds, like I think the food is dope, and I think like the culture. Like a lot of my close friends from Iowa are Gujarati.
Yeah.
So I've seen the cultural stuff from weddings and like different events they have, but like to actually go there and see it, I'm sure there'd be cool things to like visit. But
yeah. No, and I think that I think we're like somewhat in the same ballpark. Like I'd like to go to India just because it's a cool country, right? Just because like, dude, like I watch all these fucking Mark Wayne's videos, you know, like of him going to India. Good. Dude, I really just want to go try that food and go see like, you know, I want to go to Punjab and, you know, do like go see the Golden Temple and stuff.
That'd be so sick.
It'd be crazy. But just from the intrigue standpoint, like, you know, and that's what I was asking. It's like, do you feel like somewhat of a connection to like it, like it's like being like a motherland thing, or is it just like you want to go there because it would be fun to go there, you know?
Yeah, no, not
or a little bit of both.
A little bit of both, I feel like it would be, you know. But India would be so cool. Dubai is another one. Like I feel like that would be super vibey.
Yeah.
And like all of that area, I feel like would be pretty dope. Where you've traveled quite a bit in Europe, right? Where in Europe would you say is like, you know, is your go-to, like you'd say, hey, you have to visit this. If you had to kick off like a trip in Europe, this is the first place you'd have to go. What would you say it would be?
Yeah, man. Of the places I've been in Europe, I'd probably say like Portugal.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it just really depends. Like, dude, so I think Portugal is a great spot because it's kind of like a gateway to Europe. It's like right on the tip of Europe, you know, like bordering Spain, across the Pacific. Yeah. So it's like kind of like one of your first landings. And dude, from Portugal, or like, you know, if you are in Madrid, it's like a gateway to all of Europe. You can there's like a 2-hour flight to like Belgium, like a, you know, like 2.5 hour flight to Rome. You know, it's like you can go to Denmark, Norway. All these places are super close by, and they're cheap flights. You can get like $150 flight round trip. And so like, and Lisbon itself is a beautiful city. They have another city, like I think it's north, called Sintra, which is like a national park up there and everything like that. So it's got a little bit of everything. But I also think like from a familiar standpoint, like Scotland is a great country.
Oh, I've heard so many good things about Scotland. And I've heard the food there, the food scene's pretty cool. The people there are really kind. Like I've heard it's a very, very good country. Yeah.
It's a good spot for a bro trip, but also like to do something with like your girl too, you know, because like it's a safe country. But there's a lot, like there's a good drinking culture there. There's like good bars, dude. like there's like Glasgow in Scotland is like a university town. So there's a lot of young people there and like a good like Indian spots and food and stuff like that. So
have you ever gone to a game there, like a soccer game or even something along those lines? Because I've heard the environment, like because they take soccer so seriously overseas. I feel like more than here in the States. And I've heard it's an insane environment.
Yeah. I actually went, so I'm not in England. I really want to go to Premier League game. I'm a Chelsea fan, dude. So like I really want to go to like a London derby. But I did go to a Barcelona Real Madrid game in like 2008 with like my academy team. And it was electric, dude. Like indescribable.
You can't even compare it to a sporting event here. Right?
Dude, I've never been like, I don't know. The biggest like sporting event I think I've gone to here is like, I went to that, Eagles Bears game where like the fucking double doink from Cody Parkey.
God. You went to that game?
I was at that game and it was awesome. It was really fun, but like it's like heartbreak, dude. And Eagles fans are the worst fans.
Yeah, they 100% are.
They're fucking assholes, dude. And I love it, but it doesn't. It was only a drop in the pond compared to like that game, like that Barcelona Real Madrid game. Like
that's crazy
because all the fans know the songs. You know, they're singing fight songs like the whole time and. It's like the everyone is singing at the top of their lungs and is just so excited when one thing happens. You know, the whole stadium is like, shaking. Oh shit! And like, you know, if the opposing team scores, you know, like everyone's pissed off and screaming and yelling and like you just feel it. Like the hair on your fucking arms will stand up in the back of your neck. It's crazy, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you guys should do that. That's a fun one, man.
That's on the bucket list for sure.
Yeah,
I mean the World Cup being here. It's awesome, but like, dude, I definitely want to go to a soccer game.
What's the closest one? Like maybe Kansas City?
Casey's there. I think there's one. I think Kansas City's the closest one for
I really want to see if I can cop tickets for that, man. That would be so much fun to go see a World Cup game. I mean,
the fact that it's only a couple hours driving from here, like, or even flying, like, dude, just do it. Like, it is 1,000% worth it.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%.
I'm a little mind blown that they picked some of the stadiums that they did, but like, I think one's the Giants Stadium, like it's trash. Like it's not even that nice. So I feel like soccer fans who are flying in are gonna see that and be like,
"What the fuck? This is what they're doing out here in America." Dude, random funny story, man. I was when we were in Rome, and Roman people are a little pretentious. There was like this fucking huge couple in front of us, right, wearing these like lime green outfits, and our tour guide, I don't think she thought we were American.
Okay,
but she like points to them. She's like, "Bet you they're American." I was like, "Damn." You guys are fucking bogus, man. Just because they're like overweight, you know what I mean? And my voice cracked again. But anyway, man, totally out of left field question here, dude.
Yeah, fire away.
Are you happy?
Am I happy?
Are you happy?
Yeah, I'd say so. Generally. I think the life is very good, right? And I'm very content with life. Yeah. Like when I go to bed, I kind of am like, man, how am I so lucky to have these two beautiful girls in my life? And work is good, life is good. I think my challenge is being content with what you have and not wanting more.
Yeah,
I don't know if this is the route you intended with your question, but like, I think there's always a part of me that's always like, you hit this like milestone, and then you're like, okay, what's the next one? What's the next one? And I'm starting to learn how to be like, it's okay to just slow down and enjoy and really take in what you want. Because I think there's no timeline to things. You just have to kind of go with the flow, go with the punches. But happiness wise, yes, I very, very much am so. Like, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Good.
Because life is pretty good. How about you? Are you happy?
Yeah, I am, man. But no, on that note, I'll answer your question for sure. I'll answer your question. But no, I was speaking to somebody else like on a podcast actually a couple weeks ago who said pretty much the exact same thing about the contentment thing. And that seems, I find that to be a challenge as well, right? I'm always looking for like a thrill or something. I want to just always be having fun, and I think that's important. But contentment is also something like worth obtaining. Like how do I find a good level of happiness? Nothing that's too extreme high or too extreme low, but like that middle ground is like the place to be, apparently, right?
Oh yeah, I think for me, right, when you define happiness, to me that equates to peace. Mm-hmm. Right. And I have a lot of peace in my life right now.
Yeah.
Where I love that. Where I can come home, I could sit and enjoy like the home that Shireen and I have built together, and it's like it recharges me, right? Like And if I need to go out, I have people I can text. I have a ton of people, like my boys that I can always see. Like, but life is very like I'm very happy at peace with life, and that's the game changer for me.
I like that. Yeah, and I think that's my favorite answer, honestly. Like peace, I think that's important, dude. It's a very important. Yeah. But yeah, no, I would say I'm happy. You know, I think that happiness was not what I always thought it was going to look like. I didn't think it was going to look like this, you know. But I find myself saying that a lot in life, and I like saying that. It's like I never thought it was going to look like this, but this is better than anything I could have imagined, you know. And you know, happiness from a base level is like, you know, I have the financial means, I think, to do the things I want to do in life, right?
And that's key. That's huge.
And I'm happy because I have things that I want to do in life. I have hopes and aspirations, and I have, you know, people who want to come along with me on that journey, you know, and none of us take ourselves like too seriously, but we're at the right level where I resonate with how serious the people around me take themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're silly, but we're focused. We're lackadaisical, but we're playful, you know, things like that. And so I enjoy being like that. I enjoy being like a fluid human being, like someone who can do a lot of things, can get into a lot of different kind of like shenanigans, and that keeps life interesting for me. And to me, that like carries over to happiness. Whereas like if I find myself doing interesting things and always have interesting things to say and experiences to talk about, then I feel happy. Yeah. And when that I find myself when that stagnates, I have trouble. You know, I find some existentialism in life, and that might be an issue, right?
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I feel before, you know, I think I used to have this like sort of fear mentality. Okay. Where it's like I needed to like remain idle. I need to not do too much. I need to preserve, you know, and maybe that's like how our parents got by, right?
Yeah.
They just like preserve what you have and that's it. But like now I feel strong and confident that I can work a lot. I can, you know, I feel strong and excited and agile and quick, you know? So I don't have a problem doing a lot of different things, and versus like not doing anything. Like, you know, like for example, my father didn't do shit really besides go to work and come home. Okay. He raised us, right? That's fine, right? All good. But he never took interest in things, right? And I think his thing was like he wanted to just relax and like not do anything. And that was his like kind of like way to move forward. But for me, I like doing a lot of shit. And when I do shit, I feel happy, you know? And that's kind of like what I boil it down to.
And you create memories, which is cool.
Dude, 100%. Like, you know, I journal a lot. Like I do it like twice a week. And like
it's still huge,
bro. Yeah. It works wonders for me.
It's also really nice to just look back at your journal and be like, yo, like I sometimes forget I did stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, I didn't realize that. And it's kind of cool. Cool to look at that.
Dude, they're like all these little time capsules you keep, you know, like journaling, even podcasting.
Oh yeah.
You know, I podcast when I travel. Like right when I get back, I try to podcast because there's all these little moments, like a funny, like little shindig that happened in the airport, right? Like, or, you know, fucking whatever. Like, you know, you asked me to get a quesadilla at Chipotle, dude.
Which they do have quesadillas at Chipotle.
Yeah.
Not just for kids.
Yeah, there you go. But like, you don't remember that, right? Like in like 5 years, we won't remember that. Like you sent me on that little side quest, dude. You know what I mean? Funny, dude. And like, that's why I love like, you know, creating these memories, man. Cause like, you know, I'm not really like keen on leaving any sort of like legacy, but like more like what you said with your mom, right? Like, you know, if somebody like does something, they'd be like, oh, Umar would have liked that. You know, that's like my favorite. That would be my favorite way to like leave anything behind.
That's how they keep the memory of like, you know, that person alive. Like it's
yeah,
that, yeah,
100%. That's like all I wish for. But like what I really like doing is, you know, having a collection of good memories, dude. That makes me happy, man. That keeps me like moving. That keeps me trying to do new things. And what's cool about that is I could spend my life doing it, and I still would only be like kind of like scratching the surface, right?
Oh yeah.
There's so many places to go. There's so many memories to be made. There's so many things to do. There's so many books to read, bro. Like my whole life is gonna be filled with that.
Oh yeah.
And it's gonna be great, you know.
And I can even see the spark in your eye when you're talking about this stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's how you could tell, like, oh man, that happiness that all that stuff creates. It's truly, It's amazing, right?
Yeah, dude. It's like life is like a tasting menu, dude. Like there's always something new to try. There's always something new to like, dive into. And if that ever stops, then I'll reevaluate what I'm doing. But it doesn't seem like it will, man. It seems like it's gonna fucking just go on and go on and go on, dude.
And if you just sit at home, you don't go out and do these things, you're missing out on these opportunities to kind of grow and make those memories that you talked about.
My man. Yeah. Oh my God, my voice keeps cracking, dude. We're gonna fix that one of these days, dude.
Okay.
You have at work.
You can edit it out, dude.
I am not going to. I'm gonna let it live. Dude, I do it at work all the time.
Really?
And I'll like call myself out. I'll be like, dude, apparently I'm still growing. And like people on the call will just like look at me. I'm like, dude, I'm going down a spiral. Nah, so dude, funny, dude, bro. I don't know, man. Have you been using any fucking new AI tools, bro?
A little bit here and there. So I started that social media thing, my Threads.
Yeah.
Take. So that's been kind of cool.
Yeah.
So we hit 800,000 views.
Okay, sick, bro.
Still very small.
That's
small,
huge, dude.
But use AI for like to look at like what's trending, like topics, things like that nature. Honestly, it's been super helpful. We use like Copilot at work. It makes life a lot easier when you're trying to research stuff and things along that nature. And then trip planning. Oh my goodness. Like that has been huge. Helpful when you look at flights or just in general want to plan an itinerary. Like we're planning my sister's fiance's bachelor party. And we planned it in like really quick. And certain things are a little off, but like you could tweak.
But it's a starting point, right?
It's such a good starting point, and it can pull stuff together. What about you?
I use Brazzers GPT.
Dude, I've heard that it's killing the game GPT, right now.
Dude. Hell yeah, bro. No, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Dude, so a lot of what I do is like in the education space.
Yeah.
So a lot of my use cases, like if you will, are like in that fucking realm of shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, is it kind of stuck, dude? Oh yeah, but there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So like for example, so one thing I'm trying to do right now is create like some like test preparation courses, or like just like study guides and multiple choice questions for different exams, right?
That's awesome.
And essentially like what I'm doing is like there's like this one tool called Manus. It's like MANUS.
Okay.
And it's like a powerful like GPT platform, right? So what I'll do is like I'll pull down the exam blueprint, let's say from like the website, and then I'll ask ChatGPT to make me a prompt. You know what I mean? I'll prompt that thing, and it'll spit me out like I want it to make me multiple choice questions, like ABCD answers with like, and then explain me the right answer, right? And then I'll put the prompt in and all the materials in like a day. It'll spit me like 600 questions.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? It's like crazy. And I'll just be like, fuck yeah, dude.
And how long would it have taken you without AI,
dude,
to do that?
Like a year, bro. It would take me so long to like figure out how to develop that.
Isn't that insane?
Dude, oh my God, bro. Like there's this like one platform I'm using to create like videos with hold on. I'm gonna even show you something real quick, dude. This is goofy as fuck. I don't know if I showed it to you, but I've been making these like little videos that are like training videos at work. Hold on. Let me show you this.
And you make this all through AI.
Yeah. Look at this shit.
So that's all built through this AI.
Yeah, I'm like prompting it. I'm making the script. I just gotta make the script, and then like you see this shit? It's like
that's actually really good, dude.
Right? So I'm at work like making these like, so this is like one component. It's like, so like you're kind of in a sales facing role, right? In some regard. So as a product manager, a lot of people ask me, right? I'm the SME on my product. So like they always are asking me like the same question over and over again, like, 1,000 times. So if someone's asking me the same question, I'm like, dude, I gotta, we gotta make some sort of FAQ or some sort of shit for this, right? So then I make this like, how do you pitch these programs? How would I pitch them? So I make this video and this dude's just saying it. I'm just like, watch this, send it to people, so they can watch it. So I don't have to be in every conversation. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And that's just like, dude, I'm finding all these different use cases, dude. I'm like using it for emails, and that's like basic. You know what I'm saying?
Emails, yeah. But like you can do market research. It just saves you so much time, and then you can take that time and do something else that you truly want to enjoy.
Yeah.
Versus like spending, as you said, like forever on this like work project or the personal life stuff, like it is super helpful on your day to day.
Yeah,
with just
100%.
like researching stuff and things like that. So.
Yeah, dude. And I'm like, what I'm fortunate about is like, you know, my manager and stuff, like he's really like about letting us use like tools.
Yeah.
So he's like, dude, just use it, try it out, you know? And I'm just like, that's awesome, because I feel like part of my job is like learning,
dude,
which is awesome, dude, you know? So I'm fucking all about this AI stuff right now, just because it's like making my life easier.
Do you see it completely drastically changing your industry that you're in right now?
I think so. I think in a lot of different tiers. Okay. I think that's in terms of content, like we're teaching stuff now, like we're like AI bachelor's degrees, you know what I mean? Like bachelor's degrees in AI and data science, you know what I mean? So it's like a topic now, right? And so I find that really interesting that we're doing that. So it's shifting at that forefront, but now it's also like a tool you need to use in the classroom too, right?
Yeah.
Like, and finding like ethical ways to use it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like there's a whole back end governance component, like clean data, sustainability, right? All these things come into effect. And you're just like, this is a whole new ecosystem that AI has like brought about, you know? And so I think it's going to keep going. I seen this one thing. I talked to a lot of healthcare employers at work. And so I guess there's like a big thing in like operating rooms where there's like error and like it's not set up properly.
Okay.
And so then that leads to like issues while like the procedure is going on. So they have this like VR kind of AI set where like the doctor or the tech, it simulates a operating room and they set it up like in this VR. And then the people who are responsible, like the facilities workers or whoever responsible for setting up the room, they have exactly what they need because that room is set up in a picture for them. Because this dude did it on a VR thing.
So it's literally practice as well as just making sure everything is perfect for that operation. Wow. That's pretty cool.
I mean, there are some, I think like the rote jobs like are in trouble, like the ones that are just like mechanical.
Yeah.
But
it's cheaper. It's going to be cheaper to do it through AI.
Yeah. But I what I truly feel though is it's in a way it'll be like revolutionary because I think it will emphasize the human component more so than it ever has.
Yeah.
Because if you can't communicate with this shit, it's not going to work right.
But people that can't communicate in general are going to definitely struggle.
They're going to have a hard time.
Yeah.
They're going to have a hard time. But I don't know. I feel like my communication skills are better than ever because I'm like talking to people more, but I'm also talking to these fucking bots more. And you realize if you're not clear, they're going to give you some garbage.
The prompt has to be on point for the output to be anything.
Garbage usable. In, garbage out.
Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
You know how they say
whatever the saying is.
yeah, dude.
It is pretty cool to see how AI has drastically changed our day-to-day work. Like even 2 years ago, like this was not a thing 2-3 years ago. So like the fact it's moving this fast is insane.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things that I feel like could have an impact. So for other thing I'm doing with these AI vendors is like market research, right? So one thing that's hard is like you can like really you can do all the research, right? But you need sometimes you need like voice of customer or like you need beta testers. You need people who like actual people who are going to give you like real feedback, right?
Oh yeah.
And so like there's like these different companies I'm like talking to that if you can AI draft like surveys and you can pay for different populations. You can use filtering to like take those surveys and it can be like on a prototype of your product, on like your website, you know, things like that. And you can see what they're saying. Like it'll actually record their screen. And they can see what they're looking at and weighing in on.
Wow.
And like I'm like that is like a great way to like build a product for a specific audience. You know what I mean? Because you know what they're looking at and what they want and don't want from this thing. You know.
And I feel like it saves you tons of time and money to just do this through AI versus actually having to go and do like focus groups and like actually get voice of the customer. Wow, that's pretty fascinating.
It's cool, man, because like, you know, like not to get all technical, but then you can either be quick to fail or quick to succeed, and you can like get your MVP situation, like figure it out really quickly versus like spending all your resources and building this thing and then it not working. You know what I'm trying to say?
And quickly pivot if you find out, hey, it's not solving a problem in the industry that you thought your it would be. That's
so cool. I think it's really interesting in that way. Personally, like I want to. Dude, I was using this app called Suno.
Okay.
And it's on my phone. You can make songs with it.
Whoa.
Have I showed you any of them?
No.
Dude, I gotta send you. I made some songs.
Like this is you singing?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's like prompting, But
I got really excited for
dude,
you. I thought it was
but
easy.
they're bangers, dude. They're fucking bangers. Let me show you one good one here. So I started. It's like just like this fucking golf rap. I asked to make me like a golf trap like rap.
Okay.
And it pretty much sent me this fucking banger. I like here. Let me show you what it's called. It's called. Check this.
Dude, that's awesome. Dude, it's not bad, dude.
Hey,
Dude. Hey.
It's kind of good, right?
Dude, it's pretty hype, dude.
I got a couple.
This is not what I was expecting. I was
Right?
not expecting.
Dude,
it to be that
I'll
good.
send you a couple of them. They're actually pretty good, man. Like,
Whoa,
so I'll just
that's
like
awesome.
prompt it. Like, so one day I got stranded. So I was at this conference, this product conference in Austin, right? And I found that they were talking about this app, right? And so I went to the airport later with my team, but like my flight got delayed. I was the only one coming out of Chicago. So I had extra like 7 hours in the Austin airport, just like sitting there, right?
Okay.
So like I had brought my camera with me, and then I just like took a fucking fuck ton of edibles, dude, and just like ran around the airport like taking videos and photos. And then I was like fucking with this app, and I was like trying to make this like music video and shit like that. Just like tweaking, dude. It was like fun. And so like I was like messing with this a whole bunch. You know what I mean? And it was all because this guy, this app was like, he's like, dude, you know, this is how I connect with my son right now. Like, you know, we just like make songs together on this app, and we like make like, you know, we just like we have little dance parties and make little videos out of it.
Yeah.
And it was nothing to do with the conference, but that was like the one thing I took away from the conference was like this fucking app. And I've been like fucking with it ever since, man.
I might
you know?
check it out, dude.
Dude, fuck with it, man. It's really, really fun, bro.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. But other than that, man, we've been on for like an hour and a half, bro. You want to go fucking kick it a little bit?
Time flies.
Hey, man. Thanks for coming on again, man.
course, bro.
Always an insightful chat, bro.
Appreciate you.
Much love, dude.
Always great talking with you, Omar.
All right. Let's go fucking get it, bro.
Yeah.
Peace.
That's it.